Good morning, Deb. Can you see and hear me?
I can see and hear you, and I'm doing this remotely, as you can tell. So
No problem at all.
let me make sure here. Let me get what I do here. I'm just getting it set up because I'm traveling. Uh, how do I do this? There we go. There, you
There
got
you
me?
are.
Okay.
There
I'm
you are.
probably,
Yeah,
I don't look very good, so I'm going off.
not to worry.
There you go.
Not
So,
to worry at all.
but I'm set up. So that worked. So, and I'll do it live stream here. Maybe take that light off. It won't look so bad. All right, is it just you and me?
No, it should not.
Okay.
Are trying to.
Well, there'll be more. I just got on early.
Yes, there will be more. Let's see.
Good.
So I
It's
have,
okay. I just want to make sure I was on and I was ready when you were ready.
yes, ma'am. I understand. So I am seeing here some things pop up where other folks are trying to start the Zoom meeting, and I have already started it. I feel
Oh, well, I'm going to let you go to it then. Don't worry about me. I'm here.
excellent. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Steve and Rico, I have started this Zoom meeting. I've hit the live stream. But what I am also seeing pop up is that someone is also trying to start the Zoom meeting elsewhere. Okay, no, Eric's in the waiting room now. Hmm.
I can see the live stream is up right now, so
Okay, excellent. Excellent. Unfortunately, some of the things that we set up did not work out quite correctly. I should have I set it up so that I would not have to admit each individual person, and I'm seeing that I'm having to do that. So it appears we need just a little additional training here because for whatever reason it didn't work quite right.
I forwarded you an email yesterday from Nancy Size about workers' comp.
Steve, were you starting? Okay. Now I see conference room C is starting the meeting.
Sherman, they are both in there and they're ready to go in conference room C. They're just waiting a little bit.
Okay, because I just got a little note that said conference room C is trying to start the meeting.
But they're trying to start a Teams meeting. The Teams link is still in there. That's
Oh,
what's going on. Sherman, they are both in there and they're ready to go in conference room C. They're just waiting a little bit.
okay. Because I just got a little note that said conference room C is trying to start the meeting.
But they're trying to start a Teams meeting. The Teams link is still in there. That's what's
Oh,
going on. Sherman, they are both in there and they're ready to go in conference room C. They're just waiting a little bit.
okay. Because I just got a little note. Good morning, Rita. Can you
Good
see
morning.
and hear me? Great. We have also got Steve and Rico on helping me navigate this.
Good.
Member Hess, I see and hear you. Well, I think I hear you. No, I don't hear you, but I see you moving.
Good morning. How are you, ladies?
Doing just fine this morning.
Very good. There we go. And just to let everybody know, we are live streaming. We have not started to record, but we are live streaming right now. And Crystal, I see that you have been able to join. Do you want to quickly test your audio to make sure it's working properly?
Morning, can you hear me?
Sure can and can see you. Excellent.
All right, thank you.
Charmin, can you hear us now?
Yes, sir. I can hear you and I can see both of you. Excellent.
The B team in here.
Not even close. Okay. And Mike, just to let you know, so far have member Hess, McCulka, Schultz, yourself, Rice, and Hoover so far. So we're looking good.
Natalie.
I just saw that, Rita, and I believe that makes us a quorum.
What I am. Do we have representation from the colleges with programs?
The two programs on consent, no, I do not believe that they are joining.
Am I in the correct meeting this time?
Good morning. Yes, I believe you are.
Okay.
It turned this down here.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Are you ready?
Yep, just to let you know, yes, what I see, we have members Hess, McCulka, Schultz, Rice, Hoover, Clark, and yourself. So I believe that makes a quorum.
Thank you. Well, I have 10 o'clock on my devices here, and it looks like it's 10 o'clock on the Zoom. So to give you a little update, I'll be chairing the meeting today, which is a little unusual. I told April that the B team's coming in, but Keith is not able to join us today. The company that he owns and manages, JetWorks, is celebrating their 17th year of business, and so I fully understand why Keith wants to be engaged in that. And I also want to congratulate him and JetWorks and all the team there on their 17 years of being in Kansas and engaged in the aviation industry. And then Vice Chair, Mr. Ray Fredericks, is out on a family emergency. So April made a desperate phone call yesterday downstairs, and so you'll have to forgive me for stumbling along a little bit today. Just a few reminders, and I'm going to read this just so I don't miss anything. The TEA meeting is regularly scheduled conference call, but today being held via Zoom. Please remember to mute your microphones. TEA members, board staff, institutional staff, anyone who has comments or questions, please be asked to be recognized. Everyone other than the person that has been recognized should keep their microphones muted. Also, I always tell my folks that I'm meeting with, the mute's a powerful tool, and please make sure you recognize that you're on mute, mainly so you don't become embarrassed. We'll recognize each person, or when recognized, I ask that each person state their name and their title before they begin to speak so that we can have that record for the minutes. For each action item, I'll ask for a motion in a second, and then we'll do a voice vote to record that. And I'll pause between that because of some delays in Zoom to make sure that we have an accurate count of your vote. We will not have an opportunity for public comment today during this Zoom meeting. We will not have an executive session during this meeting, and we will not go into recess. So our first order of business is to approve the minutes from the March 28th meeting. If there are no corrections or additions, I will entertain a motion to approve the March 28th, 2024 TEA minutes.
This is Dave Rice, so moved.
Thanks, Dave.
Just remember that's looking at.
Thank you, Mark. Any objections to approving the minutes? If not, we'll consider the minutes approved. I went through some brief introductions. Is there anyone else on the call who would like to introduce themselves? Awkward silence means no. I'll have a brief chair's report. I think during the last TEA meeting, we talked about National Letter of Intent Signing Day. I had the opportunity, and thanks to President Embody and his staff for inviting me to their event at Neosho County Community College in Chanute, and it was at their new Mitchell Center, which, by the way, is pretty darn cool. If any of the members are down in Southeast Kansas in the Chanute area, I would encourage you to stop by and tour the Mitchell Center. Just a great opportunity, a great facility, and actually they're, along with all the existing programs they have there, they're in the process of adding an automotive program. So congratulations to Brian and his team at Neosho County. A great event, great turnout. It was fun to see second-year students there who will soon be graduating, but equally cool to have parents there in attendance. And Deb was there also. I forgot to mention that. So that's my brief report. I'll tee it off to any members who would like to report out on any activity or interesting things going on in their world.
So this is Natalie Clark, Department of Education, and I'm at the State Fairgrounds in Hutchinson today. Just took a tour of Skills USA State Competition, and I want to thank Hutchinson Community College for their support. There's competitions going on there, as well as Hutchinson Technical, CTE Academy, and all the business and industry sponsors that are sponsoring and judging today's events.
Thanks, Natalie. Anyone else?
Mike, it's Deb McCulka.
Hi, Deb.
Hi. And just wanted to follow up. It was I enjoyed myself immensely and learned a lot and got to tour the beautiful Mitchell Center there at Neosho County Community College on their signing day. I also got to listen to Mike present the keynote. So that was even more, that was fun too. So anyway, I just wanted to say we had a great day. It was a beautiful facility. And there's a lot of good work going on at Neosho County, and I appreciated the opportunity to be there.
Thanks, Deb. Any other members wish to report out? All right, hearing none. So it is my great pleasure to introduce, sitting to my right, the new Vice President for Workforce at the Kansas Florida Regions for her first official report to the TEA, Ms. April White.
Thank you. Very nice. Like the TEA members, we have a lot of staff who are traveling. Right now, Associate Director Wood is in Oklahoma at the NACT conference, so he is not on the call. We also have Associate Director Roberts, who is in Hutchinson at Skills USA participating as a judge, I believe. So she'll be on to get the internships approved, and then she will have to hop off. Associate Director Lady will be in Baltimore next week at the Brustein Conference, learning about the Uniform Grant Guidance. And if you don't know what that is, any federal award given to states has to follow certain rules. So some of those rules are changing, so it's important that we know. And Associate Director Brown and I will be in Arlington next week for the Advanced CTE Conference. So that's it, I think, for our travel. Program alignment, if you don't recall, a few months ago, we had some industrial machine mechanic program come through, and there was some concerns about program alignment. We have kicked off realignment for that particular program. That and automation engineering technologies are in various stages of alignment. So you should be seeing that probably in August come for approval. Just so everybody is aware, we also have begun working with our KSDE partners on aligning welding between the two sectors. Our next meeting, I believe, is in 2 weeks. So we will have more coming forward, but that's going to take a little longer to work through all the issues of articulating between the two sectors. A couple of reminders for our colleges. Annually, we post the Excel and CTE online course delivery options for students on our website. As of today, we only have Allen Community College and Pratt Community College. So everyone else, please, if you have online course listings you want listed on our website, get in contact with Associate Director Chambers. Another reminder for the colleges, the extraordinary cost review for our healthcare programs are due on May 1st. I believe a reminder was sent out a few weeks ago. Again, if you have any questions or any concerns, please reach out to Associate Director Chambers. And then just a couple items for the TEA members themselves. Next month, we will have all 3 committees meeting. We do need to look at our current goals and set goals for next year. The Budget and Finance Committee will also need to talk about appropriations and possibly the request moving forward that we want the board to support. And program and curriculum, we will have 2 programs, I believe. And the final thing for our TEA members and staff, if you are selected, your statement of substantial interest is due on April 30th. So if you have any questions or any issues, please let me know and I'll help you through that process. With that, I'd stand for questions.
Thank you, April. Anyone have questions for April? You brought up a good point on the statements of substantial interest, something I have to do every year, but once you do it once, it's already pre-populated for the next year. So, and it doesn't take long to initially set that up, but quite certain you have till the end of the month to get that completed. So please don't forget that. All right. Thanks, April. President Ruda, are you on the call for an update from the community colleges?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Well, this month we will be just providing a summary and an overview as it aligns to the overall strategic plan specific to business, and have a few updates from institutions across the state. At Cali Community College, Cali has developed 4 statewide articulations that align with KSDE to assist with career pathway transfers from high school to college. They also participated in the National CTE Signing Day on April 18th, which is the third year that they have done so, and had a significant increase in the signees this year through that event. They've also started at Cali their first cohort in the wind energy technology certificate program this past March, and then they will be finishing up the work on the new technical education building, which will start classes this fall. That'll have expanded programming for welding, criminal justice, cosmetology, and some new programs. Butler County, in response to building the future business, has had 60 students that have graduated in both this last December and then this May in their nursing program. And then they have also forged a partnership with the KU School of Nursing, where they have had 78 students that have transitioned and completed over this past 5-year cycle from their ADN to complete their BSN program. And then they have also forged a partnership with Cali Community College to start an ADN program in Winfield, where they have 8 students that started this last fall and 8 students that are slated to start this next fall within nursing. Butler has also developed a 12-week EMT course that began last September that was really based upon a request that came from the Augusta Department of Public Safety. This course will also begin a new cycle here in July that'll be specific for Morris County EMT to work towards certification there as well. And then they've also developed a 16-week fire science. That's an integrated and comprehensive fire science academy to be able to have students work through getting certifications for placement into the need for fire science positions. Highland County has had several events on their campus specific to recruiting efforts within technical education programs. They've had over 300 students that have attended FFA and Spirit competitions there as well, and 400 students have participated in fine arts competitions there for recruiting purposes. And then at Fort Scott Community College, they've had several events. They will be expanding their John Deere Tech program over the course of this next year, hopefully to be opening in May, where they'll be able to accommodate up to 40 students that will transition and move into the John Deere Ag Tech training. And then they have also been working to get their nursing program back into starting a cohort this next August. And they've had quite a bit of support that's been received locally and statewide there to have their nursing program accepting a class starting here in August. Dodge City will be starting. They've had a partnership with Lewis Automotive Group and the Dodge City School District to bring back their automotive technology program, which will be starting this fall. They expect to be able to enroll up to 40 students that will start to address industry-specific needs within Ford County. And then they are also working on launching an associates in elementary education program this fall. Finally, at Martin County Community College, they have initiated and started a new agriculture mechanics program in partnership with Case New Holland that is really working towards helping employment in the farm equipment industry side. And they are receiving hands-on training in electrical, hydraulics, and diesel engines specific to Case New Holland. And then they also have a online networking security specialist program where students will be able to go in and work towards cybersecurity, micro support, microcomputer repair, and network administration. So there is a great deal of work that is happening across the system respective to addressing industry need and helping to be able to fill workforce demand. That is a summary and kind of encapsulates a good good portion of what was reported here for this month specific to the strategic plan of business.
Thank you, Ryan. And I can always depend on you to support the gold and black. So any questions for Ryan related to his review or what's happening out at Garden City? All right. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Jim, I thought I saw you join, but just double checking to make sure you're there and for your tech college report.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm actually at Children's Mercy Hospital in Kansas City attending a biotech bioinformatics conference today and tomorrow. Quick summary from ours, similar to what Ryan was talking about and what you mentioned. We all had our signing days. We had huge successes, hundreds of students, hundreds more of parents and friends, a lot of good business support, good media attention. Scott, of course, always has a good crowd at Washburn Tech. Sherry knocks it out of the park, of course, but we all put it together, and it's huge because more and more of the students are seeing the advantage of tech ed with all of the two-year colleges. The other thing we wanted to mention, a quick summary from the Higher Learning Commission Accreditation Conference and the President's Session. Karen from Flint Hills Tech and I were there from the tech colleges. There were several community colleges folks there. And during the President's Session, it was interesting because in the trends document they give us all, of course, the first trend they mentioned was artificial intelligence, and the second was basically the paradigm shift, and the third was credentials. And the phrase they kept using to all of the about 300 college and university presidents in the room was, how can you speed up basically and reduce the time needed to value? How fast can we get people with good skills through our systems, quality credentials, quality education, and into the workforce? And of course, we're in a competition with all the states. Everything's even when some of the bad economic news isn't positive, they're still chugging along pretty good. And we still have a lot of old people like me getting ready to retire. So where are you going to find the people to replace us? So I think the work that the TEA is doing and how we all together educate KBOR and the legislature about skilled technical education doesn't need to take a backseat to anything in higher ed is still pretty critical. The other thing I'd like to mention is our thanks on behalf of all of our members, and I think the community colleges would also agree, but thanks to you guys, the regents, the lobbyists, our legislators. It was a pretty good year for funding for the two-year colleges. And I think a lot of the legislators really recognize the role of the two-year colleges and our performance with skilled workforce. So we'd like to say thank you. And that concludes my report.
Thanks, Jim. Any questions for Jim related to his technical college update? All right, Jim, thanks for joining. And I would like to echo for many of our consultants that we work with, site consultants and consultants that businesses are using, looking at or expanding state, the term or saying that we hear quite frequently, and this is something Jim just said, is speed is the new incentive. How quickly can we get things, get a site prepared, electric to it, water to it, all that infrastructure type stuff, but also the speed of which education and training can be delivered. So I appreciate everyone's partnership. And Jim, I echo your statements about speed, specifically for economic development, speed being the new incentive. So, all right. The next item on the agenda is our consent agenda. We have a couple programs within the consent agenda, obviously Promise Act and Excel and CTE fees. Any questions related to the consent agenda?
Curtis would move to adopt.
Thank you, Curtis. Do we have a second?
This is Cindy. I second.
Thank you, Cindy. All TEA members in favor of approving the consent agenda, please say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Anyone opposed? Perfect. We'll consider the consent agenda approved. Moving on to other matters, hopefully Mr. Patton has joined us for a legislative update.
Yes, I'm here. Can you all hear me?
We can, Fred. Thank you.
Awesome. So the legislature left town about 3 weeks ago, and they're back today. So I stepped out of a committee meeting to see what you guys have going on and give you a quick update. Before they left for first adjournment, we're pretty pleased, as was just shared. Many of the things that we wanted to see done this session were done, and in the last couple of weeks, the governor has signed those pieces of legislation. So we feel like we're in a pretty good spot. Budget committees are back today, getting an update on where things stand, where things are with the budget projections. Soon we'll hear any recommendations that the governor has to make enhancements to the budget moving forward. So we'll learn a lot today that will impact what the next couple of days look like. From a regent standpoint, we're paying particular attention to how they intend to, or at least we hope, address some changes they made to the comprehensive grant, and then the pay plan for the regent system. We're hoping they will mirror what they've done for the rest of state government. So we're working on those two things. As I'm sure you've seen in the news, there's a battle on a tax plan going on, so that will consume a lot of the energy in this building over the next couple of days, as well as some other vetoes. And then there's still a couple conference committee reports that have to be done. The only one in particular that I'm following is Senate Bill 291. It has to do with cybersecurity. Obviously, there's a lot of cybersecurity issues more and more by the day, and the legislature has a plan to kind of put all that together, and we're keeping an eye on it to see how it will impact all of us. So those are the things I'm watching. Does anybody have any questions about where things are at this point?
Thanks, Fred, and good luck the next few days.
Absolutely. And if you ever need anything, call or text, or if you don't have my information, well, just Google it. My phone number's online everywhere. So track me down. Thank you all.
Thanks, Fred. Item B under other matters, excuse me, is the FY24 Kansas Technology Internship Grant Awards. Ms. Roberts, are you on?
Yes, I am. I'm ready.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Member Bean, and good morning, everyone. I'm Crystal Roberts, Associate Director for Workforce Development. For the State Technology Internship Grant, today I have for your review a summary of the proposals and award amounts recommended for consideration. All applicants recommended for these awards were invited to attend today's meeting and may provide additional information at the TEA's request. I did see that it looked like everyone was on. So the state statute that established the Technology Internship Grant provides career technical education faculty an opportunity to participate in an internship with business and industry partners for the purpose of updating knowledge and skills in their profession, vocation, or trade. This funding is appropriated on an annual basis, and it is awarded through a competitive grant process. So some basic criteria for the grant awards are that first, faculty members must work full-time teaching in a technical program at a 2-year public post-secondary institution in Kansas. A private business partner must provide financial or in-kind matching support or any combination thereof equaling at least 100% of the amount of the grant request. And upon completion of the internships, faculty receiving the grant award must submit all required reports and forms within the internship required timeframe. So with each of these internships, faculty will first learn up-to-date industry standards to enhance their knowledge and skills in their particular program. They'll also participate in real-world settings and business practices to bring back into the classroom and better align curriculum with current industry standards. And they will also be able to build and strengthen industry partnerships for future opportunities. So with the criteria provided by that statute, what follows is a summary of a few committee's recommendations. So first, we have Rich Anderson with Washburn Institute of Technology in the Machine Tool Program. He's requesting $4,060 in grant funds. The business industry partner, GA Precision of North Kansas City, Missouri, will provide a $4,060 match for intern salary. Second, we have Randy Culbertson of Highland Community College Auto Collision and Refinishing Technology Program. Randy's requesting $6,000 in grant funds. Car City Wholesale of Edwardsville, Kansas will provide a $6,000 match for intern salary. Third, we have Casey Gormley of Highland Community College in the Early Childhood Program. Casey's requesting $6,000 in grant funds. The business industry partner, Northeast Kansas Multi-County Health Department in Hiawatha, will provide $6,000 of in-kind match. Some of those in-kind match items would be personalized job shadow experience, resources for the instructor and students, guest speakers for the classrooms, professional partnerships with providers, etc. And fourth, we have Kevin Hagar of Highland Community College on the electrical technology program, and he is requesting $6,000 in grant funds. His business industry partner is Hawk Electric of Atchison, and they will provide a $6,000 match for intern salary. And fifth, we have Christopher Secco of Kansas City, Kansas Community College in the Building Engineering and Maintenance Technology program. And Christopher is requesting $3,000 in grant funds. His business industry partner is Jason Wright Electric of Olathe, and they will provide a $3,000 match for intern salary. So a committee of board staff has reviewed the proposals, and I present them to you for discussion and approval. The grant applicants are on the call if you do have any questions. So with that, we will stand for any questions.
Thank you, Crystal. Does any of the TEA members have any questions or follow-up they need from Crystal? If not, I'll entertain a motion to distribute the grant funds as outlined in the board document and what Crystal just reviewed.
This is Dave Rice, so moved.
Thank you, Dave. Is there a second to approve?
Second, this is Tiffany Anderson.
Thank you, Dr. Anderson. All TEA members in favor of approving the grant award, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, well, congratulations. And it's nice to see so many, compared to previous years, so many more internships taking place. I was just talking to April a little bit. So community and tech colleges, there are funds available to do this every year. So please take advantage of it. And April might kick me under the table, but there's additional funds that weren't used this year that'll roll over to next. So please keep that in mind.
Mr. Chairman, can I say something?
You
I'm
can.
Chris Azico from KCK Community College, and I really appreciate you guys establishing this program. I've taken advantage of it a couple more times in the past, and I really enjoy doing the internships, and I really appreciate you guys setting this system up and creating this program for me, because it allows me to challenge myself to see.
Chris, I think you might have cut out. We'll jump back to Chris. Hopefully everyone else can still hear me. We'll move to item C. The next three items actually are with Vice President White.
Thank you. And most of these are going to be reminders. We could take action on the calendar if the TEA would like to do that this month. But the calendar for next year's meeting is in your packet. We did discuss this last year and ask for feedback from members as well as colleges. We have not received any feedback that these meeting dates are of any conflict. So if the committee is ready to take action, we can do that, or we can give it another month and take action next month.
I was ready to move on it last month. Is there any objections to approving the calendar now?
Curtis moves we approve it.
Thank you, Curtis. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. Thank you, Cindy. All in favor of approving the 2024-25 TEA committee and authority calendar, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, please say aye. All right, calendar approved. All right, Ms. White.
Next is the TEA appropriation request reminder. So this is a reminder of what we asked for last time. As I stated earlier, at the Budget and Finance Committee, we will go in depth with this request at the committee meeting on, I believe it's May 16th. But be thinking about what would we like to propose to the board to request as far as appropriations. Again, this is our last request. We're happy to talk about that in depth with any member or any college, but please give us any feedback so we can bring it to the Budget and Finance Committee next month to discuss, so that we have our request ready for the board retreat, which will take place in July or August. And then the final thing on our agenda today is a reminder that we do need to elect a new chair and vice chair for the TEA for next year. I do not believe that we've gotten any recommendations or volunteers. So if any of the TEA members have anyone, if you are interested in serving as chair or vice chair or want to nominate somebody else, please let me know. But we will discuss that at next month's meeting. Have to make a decision.
So we need to take action next month.
Next month, have to have action.
Okay. Well, again, if anyone's interested as serving as chair or vice chair, please connect with April, or if you want to nominate somebody on the board, on the authority for chair or vice chair, please communicate that to the person that you're thinking about, but also to April. Any questions for April? All right. Just a reminder, our next meeting is May 30th, and that will be face to face right here. And we'll have committee meetings between now and then with, sounds like a lot of agenda items related to all three of our committees. So reminder, May 30th here in Topeka. Any other items the committee or authority members would like to bring up?
Curtis moves to adjourn.
Thank you, Curtis. And I'll go on record as the shortest TEA meeting. And please tell Keith and Ray that too. So do I have a second?
Second, this is Tiffany Anderson.
Thank you, Tiffany. Any objections to adjourning? Hearing none, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for joining in today. And thanks, Ryan and Jim, for your updates, and Fred.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.